Okay, so I'm gonna, sorry, I am going to edit a newborn session really, really quickly from start to finish. So I'm going to open it up in Lightroom first to make some minor adjustments. So this is the first thing I do every single time, and it's really good to have a process. As I mentioned during training, really, really good to have a process, so you can get done, and you're not spending a week in Photoshop and then all your images will look the same, because consistency is so important. Okay, so it's going to take a while to import all my images. So I'm going to put this on pause and I'll be right back. Okay, all my files have imported. So now I'm going to go through them one by one and decide the ones I want to keep. Oh, I actually, even though this is kind of dark, before I had my lighting set up properly, I really like the way he's looking at me. So I'm going to press P for pick. And I'm just going to go through every single one of these files and decide which ones I want. So you can press P for pick or X to reject. Such a cute baby. No, I don't want to get too many files the same. The whole idea of you culling these files and cutting them down is to actually help your client. You don't want to overwhelm them and give them 200 files. They don't need that. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Okay, so I think we've enough of those. This was him with his little sister. This was hard, so I'm gonna see what I got. Okay, that one looks good. The others were soft because she was moving so fast. Oh my goodness. He's such a cute baby. This whole shoot took like an hour and a half from start to finish. It was amazing. Even though he stayed awake, he was a great baby. So I'm just pressing P for the ones I want to keep. I like that little face. I kind of like that one more. Okay, so this was him in the sleeping pose, side pose, prayer pose, so I'm just going to keep one of those. I don't need 10. Oh, I like his face in that one. It looks like he's kind of smiling. So cute. He literally stayed awake and stayed posed for so many. He was making the cutest faces. Okay. That was just little sister being goofy. Oh. It's not really going to work. That was just us taking goofy pictures at the end. So now that I've selected all the pictures I want to keep, I'm going to go down here to the filter section and click flagged. So it's going to just keep the pictures that I've... And I'm going to go through them again because there might be some that I decide I don't want to keep. So I think I will get rid of that one. I just like his face in this one. I'm going to reject that one. So I don't want too many images the same. Okay, this one will be easier to work with. So I've culled them down to 21 images. It was a really, really quick shoot, a free shoot. So the first thing I'm going to do now is go into develop. So from start to finish, we're 7 minutes in now. I'm going to go down here to, because I shoot in RAW, it means I can come down here to the profile and change it to camera portrait. So if there's any of the images that are overexposed or etc., I know I can change it because I shot in RAW, and I can change the profile. If I was shooting in JPEG, it means that I couldn't do very much to the images because the file is compressed. So you're better off shooting in RAW because there's so much more you can do. So I'm just going to boost the exposure a little bit so I can see this a little better. Now I'm going to change the white balance. So I'm going to click on the white balance selector tool. I'm going to pick a neutral color. I'm going to pick this gray, and it's going to give me the correct white balance. So that looks pretty good. But he's holding a lot of red and orange in his face because he's a little bit jaundiced as well. So I'm going to go down to HSL, hue, saturation, and luminance. I'm going to use this little tool. I'm going to adjust the saturation of just the reds in the image or the oranges by clicking on this tool, bringing it over to the skin, and I'm going to drag downwards, and you can see that it's taken a lot of orange and red out of the image, and I'm going to press done because I'm done with that now. If you want to see before and after, there's before and after. Press Y to see before and after, so you can see his coloring looks a lot better. So I'm going to select all the images where he's in this bowl, and I'm going to press synchronize, and it will do all the steps that I've done in that picture. It will do them to the others. He's so cute. Okay, so this last one is a little bit too bright for me. I'm just going to take it down a little bit. So this was the next picture in the set, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I could have synchronized all of them, but I knew we have many set changes, so I'm going to pick it in neutral, change the white balance, that looks better. So I'm going to zoom in to his little face. I'm going to go down to HSL again, take this little tool, drag it downwards, and you can see it's brought out a lot of red and orange out of his face, and you can see he looks a lot better. Done. Okay. Then I'm going to click on the next image. Actually, I'm not done yet. I want to just change the exposure tiny little bit. Brighten it up a little bit. Perfect. Click on the next file beside it because it's in the same set, and I'm going to click synchronize so it will make the same changes to this image too. Why am I not convinced that looks the same? Hang on. I did synchronize. I'm just going to brighten it up a tiny bit. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to do that on the rest of the images, and then I will meet you back in Photoshop. Okay, so I'm back in Photoshop now, and I'm going to open the files that I just exported of the new baby. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Control A to select the whole image, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Free Transform, because I want to stretch the canvas. I just want this image to be about his little face. And you can see my shoe here, so I'm going to just clone to S, shortcut. I'm just going to clone. Actually, maybe I'll just clone the blanket instead. Okay. He is so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to go through each image, and I'm going to stretch this one as well. I'm going to close up of that face. It's so cute. Oh, it's so beautiful. Stretch this a little bit too. I like it. Twist it. I like the angle of this one. So I'm going to go J to make a new layer, and then Control AT, which is the shortcut for the free transform. I'm kind of going to twist this. I like the kind of angle he was at. Kind of an unusual angle. Okay, so you'll see that the floorboards don't match anymore. So what I'm going to do is I am going to create a layer mask by clicking on the box with the circle in it. I'm going to grab a brush, or B for brush. So it's already black, you can see down here on the left, and then the layer mask is white. So I'm going to start brushing off where it overlapped and it kind of looked a bit weird. So if I keep going, it will do this and bring it back to what was under there originally. And I'm going to leave it like that because now the floorboards look kind of correct, if that makes sense. And then everything else looks fine. But I just like the angle of this image. Okay, so the next one. Don't know if I love that one. Don't know if I love this one. I'm just not going to give her this one. I love this one, so I'm going to create new layer, Control J, Control AT, free transform, and I know I do a lot of spinning and twisting my images to get the angle I want. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to create a layer mask by clicking the rectangle with the circle in the middle, B for brush, and I'm going to brush off what's underneath. If it makes sense. So just let me see what this looks like first. Looks a bit weird, so I'm going to paint it back in by switching to the white brush. Get this out. I'm just going to do it until it looks kind of more natural. So I'm actually kind of happy with that. Pop it up here. Okay. I love this cheeky little face in this one. I'm going to tone down the highlights in this a little bit by creating a new layer. I do everything on a new layer. I'm going to go into Camera Raw by pressing Control Shift A, and that's going to bring you into the Camera Raw platform on Photoshop Creative Cloud, and I'm just going to bring the highlights down on the whites because he looks a little bit bright. And that's show you the difference before after. Flatten the image again to compress it. Okay, I created my own action called Newborn Makeover, which just smooths out their skin and gets rid of jaundice, and I'm going to automate that by going File, Automate Batch, and then I'm going to find my Edit, Newborn Makeover. And now it's automatically running a batch of this edit and all of my images. So we're 21 minutes now into the whole process. So I like to try and get my sessions edited in an hour.